Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to another episode of Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness. I am so delighted you're here with me today. Today I'm going to be talking about energy healing. What is it and why do we need it? How can it help us in our lives and why it's so important, especially right now? So I had a few people ask me, what is Reiki? Because they've never heard of it before. They just don't know that much about it. And as you know, a friend of mine have been in the process of trying to open up a storefront. And one of the things we want to offer is energy healing. So my friend does the biofield tuning, which I did an episode about. And I do the Reiki energy healing. And so some people wanted to know, what exactly is that? It's always funny whenever you first talk to people because they'll say Reiki, they mispronounce it. Reiki is actually an ancient Japanese energy healing technique. And it's believed that we are all made up of universal life force energy. And anytime you go about your day, if something happens to you, like someone says something mean to you, or you're around somebody negative, it drains a little bit of your energy. When we work with Reiki, one of the things that I work with are the energy chakras. We have 7 of those. There's actually 8, but really we focus on the 7 main energy chakras. And these are points in the body where the energy is centered. And so you have the crown chakra, which is at the top of your head. There's the third eye chakra, which is in the middle of your forehead, as the name would indicate. The throat chakra, which is in the middle of your throat. Your heart chakra in the center of your chest. The solar plexus chakra, which is right above your belly button, the sacral chakra, which is right below your belly button, and then you have the root chakra, which is at the base of your spine. So these are the main energy points in the body. And when things happen and we're drained of our energy, we can experience emotional and physical symptoms. So for example, and you will see the different energy chakras referred to with different colors. They have color chart because that's the color of energy. If you were to look at someone's aura, we all have this auric field around us. You'll see different colors. And so the color of the crown chakra is a sort of purplish color. And if you have a blocked crown chakra, because the crown chakra represents the state of higher consciousness within us and our divine connection. When it's imbalanced, you can experience cynicism, a disregarding of what is sacred, mindlessness, and feeling disconnected from spirit. And then you have the third eye chakra. Again, this is in the center of your forehead, in between your 2 eyes, and it is an indigo color, the color of this energy. And it represents your intuition and your foresight. It is what helps us to be open to our imagination and our creativity. So when this is blocked, when you have, the energy in this chakra is not shining as brightly as it should be, you can experience a lack of direction and a lack of clarity in your life and even a lack of creativity. Then you have your throat chakra. This chakra is a pale blue color, and this is all about speaking and communicating clearly and effectively. So if you are experiencing a blocked throat chakra, you can experience shyness, the need to withdraw, isolation. It can also be associated with arrogance and increased anxiety. When this chakra is blocked, it's usually because we're not speaking our truth. We're not saying what we need to say. And then you have the heart chakra. This is associated with the color green. It represents love, self-love, and it governs the relationships in our lives. If you have a blocked heart chakra, you might be experiencing depression, difficulty in relationships, and a lack of self-discipline. You may have low self-esteem as well. The solar plexus chakra is next, and this is associated with the color yellow, like the sun, which is why it's solar. This is the main area where we experience self-esteem. And it's also the area where we experience pleasure. So when this center is blocked, you might experience a lack of self-esteem, lack of control, manipulation. So you might have a tendency to be manipulative of others and misuse your power. Because really, anyone who tries to control someone else has a lack of self-esteem. If you thought highly of yourself, if you had a lot of self-confidence, you would not need to control others. And not only do people with a blocked solar plexus chakra manipulate others, but there's two things. Either they are manipulative or they are easily manipulated. There's just always an issue around manipulation. So if you are lacking self-esteem, you can be easily manipulated. Or sometimes people with low self-esteem want to manipulate because they have to feel the need to be in control because they weren't in control somewhere in their life. Then you have the sacral chakra. This is associated with the color orange, and again, it's below your belly button. This is also associated with creative and sexual energies. This is where most people call it the pleasure center because we experience joy and creativity and all of those other things from this particular chakra. If you are blocked in this chakra, you might feel a lack of creativity or repressed creativity. You may have some sort of sexual dysfunction. You may have no intimacy in your life, or you may feel isolated emotionally in your life. And then the last one is the root chakra, and this is the one that is located at the base of your spine, and it's associated with the color red. And this chakra provides the foundation for which we build our life. It is all about your security, whether it's financial, it's your basic essential life, the things we need to survive in life, your food, water, money, all of that. It's your stability. If this is imbalanced, then you may feel scattered, like your energy is everywhere. You may experience a lot of anxiety and fear. You may have money issues because you're just not grounded in the here and the now. And that root chakra is the reason we don't feel secure because we have a blocked root chakra. And when I say blocked, what I mean is the energy is supposed to be flowing freely through all of these energy chakras in your body. And what happens is, as I said before, something happens in your life, you feel drained, you have been around toxic people, they take more of your energy. And you know what that feels like, especially if you're an empath. This is really a problem because people who are empathic are drawn to other people, or I should say they are drawn to us, who want to take your energy. They want your light. They're usually dark entities, and not that they're bad people, but just that they're not light beings like you are. And so we attract those people into our lives, and they want to try to take what we have. So they drain our energy, and we have to then restore that energy. So what Reiki does is what I do when I work is I draw these symbols on my hands, and each symbol means something different. So the first symbol that I draw on my hand is called Shoku-rei. Shoku-rei is the power symbol, and when you draw this symbol on your hands, it represents chi, or the essential vital energy, and it is the symbol that will help boost our energy, and we're able to use our energy to fill your body with the energy that is depleted. And the next one that I use is a distant symbol, because I usually do my Reiki distantly. I don't have to be in the same room with you. There are a lot of people who will say, no, you have to be in the same room and touch people. You don't. It's energy. Energy moves through all time and space. You do not have to be in the same room with anyone in order to feel it working for you. I've had distance Reiki done on me. I've done it on other people. When I was practicing, I did it on my sister in person, and I did it distantly, and she said it felt the same both ways. The distance Reiki symbol is called Hon Shize Shonan, and this you draw on your hand, and it's a very complicated symbol that you have to learn how to draw these symbols on your hands. But it means having no present, no past, or future. It allows you to go back to give distant Reiki, but it also allows you to use it to go back and heal anything that has happened that's causing this blocked energy in this person. The next symbol that I use, that I draw in my hand, is Seiheki. Seiheki is the harmony symbol. The rough translation and meaning of it is earth and sky meet, but it is harmony between the celestial and earthly energy forces. So it's about bringing mental and emotional healing and balance to the body. It's that brain versus logic. The next symbol that I usually draw is hearth. Hearth is the symbol known as unconditional love. It's used to create balance, love, truth, harmony, and beauty. So if someone is experiencing a lot of stress, that hearth symbol helps to bring in the balance. And it's most closely connected to the heart because it's all about unconditional love. So if I'm treating somebody who is experiencing issues around the heart, that is one of the ones that is helpful to use for that healing. And then the last symbol that I usually use, and there are more symbols, these are just the ones that I was taught to use and what I was trained in. The last symbol is Zonar, which helps to heal deep emotional scars from the present and the past. So I draw these symbols on my hands before I get started. And then I have you just get in a very relaxed state. So you're lying down, eyes closed. I have soft music playing in the background. I guide you into some gentle breathing exercises just to get you very comfortable and relaxed. And then I envision my energy, that energy from my hands going into the different parts of your body, and I focus on each part of the body. And if there is something that we discussed before I even meet with people, I connect to your energy. And if we've identified that you have blockages in a chakra, or there's certain physical feelings, physical problems you're experiencing, I'll spend more time in that area. And I do go through and unblock each and every chakra as I do the work. And with my Reiki, the last thing that I do is I take you on a 20-minute guided meditation to help you deepen that healing for yourself. If you've never had it done, it's difficult to explain until you've actually experienced it. But it is very relaxing. And if you go on YouTube or even TikTok, there are people who have videos where they will do Reiki on you. And so you watch the video and it's all about receiving the energy. So you have to say yes. I can send energy to anyone, but you don't have to accept it. We have free will. You have to be willing and want to receive that healing energy. And so it's kind of an agreement between our souls that I'm sending you this energy and you want this energy and it's going to heal you. So you can go on YouTube or TikTok to see what other people do. And everyone is different. It depends on who your instructor was. We learned how to do it distantly, and our classes were all online. Some people are in person, and they learned how to do it in person. It's whatever you prefer. Just because it's different doesn't mean it's wrong. there are just different ways that people work. And, it's the same if you go to a chiropractor or to a massage therapist. Everybody works differently. So you have to find what works for you. If you've had it done and you didn't like it, it might have just been that maybe you didn't like the way the practitioner worked. Maybe you didn't want to do it distantly. Maybe you wanted it in person. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want is fine. But you have to find someone who is going to, work for you and that makes you feel better. I personally love it. And I think it's so important to ground your energy and to clear your energy. And you should be doing that regularly. You really should, because we get so depleted. And again, you can do that. There are guided meditations out there. I have guided meditations on my YouTube channel for calling back energy. It's really important to do because we give out so much of ourselves each and every single day, and we need to call that back. It's a form of self-care, really, in doing the energy healing. So I would encourage you to do that every so often. You really need to have that done. It's just important. And right now we're experiencing a lot energetically. There were some solar storms, I think, going on in this past week. And it's so interesting as a teacher, and I'm sure nurses say the same thing. When there's something going on, whether it's a full moon or whatever, because the kids are insane. They act crazy, and they have been this week. So I know there's something going on. I didn't know what. And then Shauna sent me a little thing about what was happening. And I said, okay, that makes sense. So if you've been feeling extra tired, if you've had headaches, if you've had even flu-like symptoms, that can cause these things. It's interesting how much what's going on in the atmosphere affects how you feel physically and emotionally. But yeah, that's been going on. So if you've been feeling off, that's why. And anytime you feel that way, what it's trying to tell you is you need to get grounded. You need to ground yourself. You need to clear your energy. So if you're feeling that way, take some time to do that this week. All right, well, I wanted to pull some cards for you today, and I got a new deck. I got several new decks, actually. And this one is the Healing Energy Oracle by Mario Duguay. And the first card that came out is Unconditional Love. My heart is free from resentment towards others. I open the eyes of my heart and discover the light and beauty in every being. I am aware that suffering can cause distress and hurt in people. I see the pure child in everyone and practice forgiveness. And then we have Divine Light. I am an expression of love and I shine like the sun. My inner light is my strength and my treasure. My intuition guides me to discover the wonder and goodness of who I am. I love that. And that is more about your solar plexus. And the first one was your heart chakra. So maybe we need to work on those chakras this week. Again, they have guided meditations for those on YouTube. The last card that came out is Courage. I am stronger than fear and bigger than doubt. I am light and I remain light. I trust in God and stand tall before the tests of life. I grow and become wiser through every challenge. I am a being of new life. I love that. And that one is really all about that sacral chakra and not being afraid and standing in your power. So maybe those 3 chakras need to be worked on this week. And again, there are guided meditations you can do on YouTube. There are a lot of ways you can work with crystals. You can use certain essential oils. Pinterest is a great place to check all of that out. Just say which crystals help with which chakras, which essential oils, even affirmations. They have affirmations you can use to help with clearing certain chakras. So I encourage you to check all of that out. And I hope you have a beautiful day today from wherever you're listening. As always, I am sending you so much love and light. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.